Well, one of the biggest spectacles in all of sports took place last night. Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs are your Super Bowl 57 champs. They were taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in Arizona. So let's break down more of this win here. We're joined by NFL on TSN host Tekeyah Singh. Tekeyah, great to see you this morning. I'm sure you had a late night after watching all that and taking all that in. I saw you throughout the broadcast, so thanks for joining us this morning. Can we talk about Patrick Mahomes? Because sort of near the end of the first half, he went down with an injury, and they were down by 10, and it looked kind of like the Chiefs' hopes were dashed. But, boy, this guy can play some football.
Yeah, you said it. I think some people were kind of, from the beginning, they were underdogs heading into the game. I think people were writing the Chiefs out a little bit. And, of course, after he goes down, he was grimacing on the sideline. People were like, this game might be over. But he cemented his legacy last night. And down by 10, as you said, Mahomes re-aggravated his high ankle sprain. Then they came out in the second half. The Chiefs scored 24 points on 4 drives. And it just speaks to Mahomes' legacy. But we've seen this before. The last time they were in the Super Bowl, they were down by 10 points in the third quarter, and they came back to beat the 49ers. So he now has 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, which hasn't happened since 1999. Again, cementing his legacy. And he's only played 6 seasons to get to this point, to put it into perspective for you, actually.
Yeah,
Brady...
Exactly. Watch out, Brady. And he, of course, broke that curse of, the last 9 MVPs that have played in the Super Bowl hadn't actually won. Somehow he got past that. That's all part of that legacy there. Yeah. And like you said, 27, his legacy is only going to grow. But let's talk about this, because a lot of people, Tekeyah, are talking about that last part of the game within the last couple of minutes, that holding call against the Eagles that really, I was watching SportsCenter last night. It was the TSN turning point.
Yep, it was the TSN turning point. We watched an incredible Super Bowl game, and of course it ended with a little bit of controversy to some. That last penalty was called a holding, but it wasn't a very physical penalty. So some people, of course, are saying it wasn't a penalty, or the ball was thrown to the back of the end zone, or it was an uncatchable ball. It shouldn't have been a penalty. But James Bradbury did take accountability in a post-game interview. It was a huge moment in the game. I think it sealed the deal for the Chiefs, for sure.
And Jalen Hurts, we got to talk about him, because, he came out just on fire. The first couple of drives, for the first drive in particular for Philadelphia, was remarkable. He was airing out that ball like nothing else. But also on the ground, he sets a record as the first quarterback in the Super Bowl to score 3 touchdowns. As much as the Eagles lost, he made a statement in that game regardless.
Oh, massively. He had 3 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, I think 300 through the air, 300 on the ground. He was incredible in this game, and a lot of people are saying Hurts outplayed. And you look on the other side, Mahomes had 182 yards. Hurts outplayed the Chiefs, but in the end, the Chiefs did come back to win it. They made the plays they needed to make, and it was expected to be a close game. They kept it close, and yeah. Huge mental building moments.
What's the biggest headline for you, Tekeyah? What's come out of this game that you're just sort of saying, you know what, you got to watch this? Or what's the biggest thing for you?
I think it was just how the Chiefs were able to come back in that second. I think they were, again, counted out in the first half. And a lot of people were saying, how are the Chiefs even in this game still? But, the matchup was expected to be close. They both came out firing in the beginning. People may have counted them out in the second half, but the Chiefs came back and scored 24 points in the second half. It was huge, I think.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, because it looks like both these teams are pretty well set for next year as well. So we'll keep watching. Tekeyah Singh from the NFL on TSN. Thanks for the time this morning. Do appreciate this.
No problem. Thanks for having me.